Okay. Well, welcome back, today's viewers and future viewers and all that stuff. Welcome to our new channel, Central Bureau of Gaming. I'm sure some of you have been watching some of our test feeds while we get some new stuff going through. We're kind of going to be bouncing back and forth between some different styles. Uh, so cool for that. Anyway, welcome to our D&D stream for tonight. We'll usually hold these um, as regularly as we can every Wednesday night, around six-ish. We got a little late start today. But to get right into things, I'm going to go ahead and recap basically what has happened to our adventures so far. We had a mighty fine group of adventurers who were called to an event in shit, what was that town called again? Check my notes here. It's been a bit. It's been a while. Didn't want to do that. Do, 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 do. Yes. Our adventures were at the time were Leek, the Aarakocra, or did we? Are you still in Aarakocra, or did we switch you to Owlfolk?
Still there talking.
Okay, so Aarakocra, um, monk fighter, or not monk fighter, just monk. Um, are
He is a fighter, though. He does fight all the time.
yes, he likes to fight. Um, Zurzer, the what was it, sorcerer?
Zurzer is actually dead.
No, I know that, but I was recapping. What was
Oh,
Zurzer?
no, he was a fighter. He was actually a fighter.
That's right, he was a fighter. We have uh, Falco, our gem dragonborn warlock, I believe, right?
Druid.
Druid. Sorry, for some reason I'm
With a
getting
little
all
bit of
this wrong.
barbarian
Shit.
now.
Yeah. And then our warforged barbarian Robert. They were they were sent to Daggerford for a celebration in their honor. And during the celebration, uh, the lady of Daggerford sent them on a small request, saying that a group of vagabonds had made camp near there, and they kind of overstayed their welcome. So they were, can you go and shoo them away? They've been kind of harassing our people, going in and out, begging and stuff like that, and they've just been, bothersome. So they go and do just that. But upon entering the camp, the Vistani leader there kind of welcomed them with opened arms uh, and had them come by the fire, share their drink, and told them a tale of a far off land that was once ruled by a benevolent person who then become seemingly corrupt over time, especially after a, um, a battle or war that happened there. Um, and they kind of requested that, hey, can you come with us and help us save this town from this tyrannical leader that has become of him. And so, looking for a good adventure and a good fight, um, they decided to take up them on their offer. A while later, they enter into the area of what is now Barovia, where they met up with I guess, the Vistani elder, Madame Eva, who told them their fortune. Um, a lot of it was very cryptic and and whatnot, but it gave them tasks to do while they're here to help them and aid them in their journey to stop this person. Um, they were also given a task to visit a house as sort of a test of their well-being and fortitude to see yeah, if they had the basic necessary skills to survive here in Barovia. Um, upon questioning some people, they go into town, end up hearing the sounds of some children crying, where they met up with some children outside of this very creepy looking manor, and seeking to help them out. They ask them what's wrong. They say there's a monster in the house. They want to fight a monster. They go in the house. Um, to cut a long story short, some shenanigans happened. Um, one of the members died, poor Zerzer, who fell at the hands of a mimic.
Arson base?
Um,
Poor guy.
and ultimately solving the riddle of the house by finding a deep dungeon where there was a sacrificial altar, and destroyed a beast there, um, and just narrowly escaped a house that was literally trying to kill them. Um, from there, they met up at the local tavern, licking their wounds and grieving the loss of their lost friend when they met up with a cleric. What was your cleric's name again now?
Uh, his name is Karabar Salvati.
All right, where they met up with Karabar. And now they went find a place to huddle down for the night as they regain the strength of their new wounds. And in a dark, damp alley that they could find. And now we pick up right there. They now waking up in the middle of a now kind of damp with morning dew and mist alley. Um, it's definitely chilly. The outside is a little brighter than it was when you first went to sleep, but by not much, as the mist definitely still obscures most of the skyward view. Um, but you feel somewhat refreshed and ready to take on what's ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Karabar is definitely up before anyone. He wakes up at the crack of the idea of dawn, and then he lights his candles. He has I think two candles. How many was it? Oh no, he lights a stick of incense and a candle and does his morning prayer as the moon disappears and daylight begins.
I think that Falco has pretty restless, um, pretty wild dream. In his dream, is on a very idyllic, beautiful meadow, sitting really beautiful, dark-haired elf, black ox, very, very, and they're sitting on the mountain top and overlook as he looks up and it's the and it goes red like as the blood looks back at her and she's an undead and he uh
They were getting a little bit of half of that since your
Yeah,
mic keeps
you're a
cutting
little
out.
choppy. I don't know if, for anyone else.
Yeah. The bits I caught were beautiful.
Yeah. From what I understood, you were standing with a black-haired lady and she was facing away from you or something. That's all I could hear.
so she's facing away from me. Sorry. She's facing away from me. I look up at the moon and it goes red from the top and drips down like blood. And as it's dripping down, it drops onto me like a giant splatter of just like carry blood. I look back over at the girl sitting next to me, and she's undead and goes to like attack, and I wake up
Whoa. Oh, shit.
very
Yeah.
upset, obviously.
Wakes up pretty early and he's just like doing some squats. Everybody else is finishing up.
Never went to sleep, so you know, I entered stasis.
Oh, that's right. So you were probably up before me, actually.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I notice Falco wake up sort of in a start, and I go, "You all right, friend?"
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh well, say your morning prayer, and whatever was haunting you will go away.
Okay. I just kind of walk away.
You guys got any food, or am I stuck eating a ration?
Well,
Oh yeah, I'll take care of that, and I cast Goodberry as your boy's got to replenish what he's got.
oh, you you can produce berries. Where do those come from?
uh, air. I don't know. Just gotta think about plants hard enough, and eventually the shit works.
I don't like that phraseology. I'm going to eat my rations.
Uh, and I cast Goodberry. So I'm going to distribute them out. And I'm giving 3 per person.
Oh,
Cool.
nice.
Okay.
So each one of you guys gets 3. So 3, 6, 9, and I keep 1.
Cool.
You know,
So
these are for emergencies.
I feel like we barely passed, but passed the test of that house. So what would be the next step? Do we go back and like report with Madam Emma, or do we continue with the other stuff she told us?
I say we get the hell out of here. I mean, what are we doing anymore? I mean, we lost Zerzer already. I mean, we're here to fight a guy, and the test was killing one of us. You know, that's a test. How the hell are we going to do the whole thing? You know, his odds don't look great.
You guys lost a friend.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Mm. He must have been awesome. I feel for you.
He was an asshole.
He was
Well,
alright. He couldn't figure out how to smash open chests, and that was his downfall.
well, they must have been very strong chests. You know,
No, I
Me-
think
can't
he was
judge.
just weak, but
Well,
still, someone died.
right. I'm sure he's
We
with
got
Saloon now.
I mean, or not. Who knows?
I mean, he's in the innards of a mimic.
Oh, eaten by a mimic. Terrible way to go.
We saw its innards. He wasn't in there. It blew
Yeah, is it
apart.
like another dimension?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Does your god reside inside mimics?
Oh, Saloon is everywhere that the moon touches. So I guess not inside a mimic.
So he's not with Saloon.
Well,
That's one off the list.
can't have them all. Well, I say we. I've only just got here, but I say we continue on with your tasks. I've met no other formidable mm, allies or adversaries, so I think my path lies with you guys.
As far as I'm aware, the only other thing we're looking for is a fortress hidden behind fire.
I
Do you
took
hear
some pretty
yourself
good
right
notes
now?
if you guys wanna write down what I wrote because my guy's dead, so I can't really input it. But she drew I think it's 3 cards from 2 different decks. And the first card was Master of Marsh. That's what I wrote down. We were looking for the Master of a Marsh and a beauty that was plucked too soon. And then the second card was a powerful force, a holy symbol, and a fortress inside of a fortress hidden behind fire. And then the third card was the terrible handwriting. Power, strength, a sword of sunlight, uh, large sword, dragon house that has been corrupted. And that was the first deck. And then the second deck looks like sheds light on someone who. Oh no. Card one depicts a sea of mists. Miss Vistani wanders land alone. Saint Marcius Abbey. Saint Marcius Abbey. And then the second card was enemy is a creature of darkness and waits for you in wisdom, warmth, despair, great secret. And then the other thing was follow a house of sorrow or sounds of sorrow.
Okay, so after I expertly recant all of this to the group, which lead should we be following?
I feel
I'm
like we
thinking that
started at the end, right?
Right. It seems like we started at the end.
So working backwards, we're looking for what was it, Marcius Alley,
Arcavius Abbey.
Arcavius Abbey.
well, at least we have a name of this place.
Marcavius Alley is Abbey is what it looks like I wrote. But who can trust my handwriting?
What beats just knocking on doors and asking if people are crying?
We go about finding this abbey.
It is in the town of west of Barovia.
West of Barovia. And we're in Barovia currently.
Yes.
Okay, well, clearly the moon points west.
Is the moon?
It's just an expression us Saloonites say. Sort of everything's about the moon with us. You'll see soon enough. West it is.
I think so.
Should we
West.
perhaps pop by the pub and see how far away this area is?
That is a good idea.
Agreed.
All right. Well, lead the way.
Either way.
Akko's constantly looking around. Like he does not trust this place.
Hmm.
He's just as good to run at this point, but like he doesn't want to leave the people who he helped save behind. But like he's very very torn. He's ready to bolt.
Hmm. What's the weather like right now? Is it still foggy?
Yeah, it's you've noticed since your arrival that it's basically like a perpetual mist and fog. It rarely ever clears up. The if it does, the best weather that you can get is overcast. Like it's been a while since you've seen the sky.
Interesting. Okay.
Can he see the moon at night? No.
At night, it does clear up a little bit more. The mist does recede a little bit, at least to the edges of the forest, and the sky does open up a little bit more, where you can see like some blackness and stars and stuff like that. But once it's daylight, it's complete overcast.
It's kind of a bummer.
Then you don't worship the sun god.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, yeah. Well, sun gods are okay, but uh, the moon reflects the sun's light in an even more beautiful way.
How many gods are there?
Did you say how many gods are there?
Yes.
Uh, many gods. Uh, many gods.
Which one's the toughest?
Uh, mine. I'm just, it's a mine, obviously.
I feel like you're a little biased, but I don't know enough to argue it, so I'll believe you.
Thank you.
You
I,
beat up balloon?
I think I can beat him.
you could, you could not beat up Saloon. No way.
Well, what's
You
he
could
look
beat
like?
up a moon.
Well, it's a she.
What's she look like? She tough?
Well, have you ever seen the moon?
Moon doesn't have any muscles as far as I've seen.
Well, it's bigger than you, and it's far bigger than you.
I beat up plenty of rocks in my day. I think I'll be okay.
This is true. It's punched many a rock.
All right, well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, a rock that glows is not any different than a rock on the ground.
Well, we'll see.
To the tavern.
Oh yeah, yes. On to the tavern. Do they have food?
Are you heading back to the blood on the vine?
Yeah, we're heading back to the Blood on Vine.
Okay. So you guys head back to the tavern. The same folks are there. Three women on the at the table, bartender, and a guy at the bar drinking his drink.
Okay. We were just here yesterday. I will take out my satchel of 15 gold, and I'll say a round for everyone on the house, and I'll set it down on the counter, and I'll just sort of lean and wait for someone to ask the bartender the questions. Now that he's all warmed up.
um, like when you do that, there's no like glorious cheer or hurrah or anything. It's silent, and the bartender just starts taking out goblets and pouring wine and um dishing them out, I guess.
Yeah, I was like leaning on the bar, like waiting for the cheer, and when it doesn't come, I awkwardly straighten up.
So, barkeep, you want to fight yet?
He just mindlessly goes about his business, paying you no mind.
Alright, fine. Maybe next time. Do you know how our group would get to the town crest?
Uh, the
Told it was west, but I don't want to just like. What if it's west, west, southwest? I don't want to be that wrong. I don't want to be that guy. So
Directions
both
are
need to
tricky.
give some direction.
Oh yeah, he just like as soon as you answer that, he just points west.
No variants or anything. Do I need to watch out for forks in the road or just west?
He stares at you while he cleans a mug.
DM, I got a question. Can I insight check this guy? I'm not really trying to necessarily insight him to see if he's lying about west or east or whatever. He's been off since we got here. Like no matter how much money we're putting on, no matter what we're doing, he's just always kind of off. So I'm trying to like read his face. Is there anything behind his eyes, or is he just like not messing with us?
Go ahead and roll insight.
Also, like, if it's the same people that were there yesterday, does it look like they left, or does it look like they just sat here all night?
Good question.
Is it insight?
Yeah. You go ahead with your insight. Robert, go ahead and roll a perception.
Oof.
Only a 9 for me.
Yeah, he's kind of a hard guy to read. It's like you look at him and you just get this overall like guy who's just doesn't care about anything. It's like all he cares about is running the bar. If you want a drink, he'll give you a drink. Anything more than that, he could care less.
My perception check was 6, so I'm assuming I don't.
Yeah, it's like you look at them and you're kind of like looking at their clothes. Their clothes look slightly different, like they might have changed, but then again, you can't really remember what they were wearing the first time you came in, so it's hard to tell. But they're just in spots that you assume that they favor.
I look at the room and say, West?
That you just pointed west. I mean, we'll probably see some signs or something, right?
You do remember when you first came into Barovia via the Vistani wagon and you were going to their camp, you did see that there were road signs that were pointing and had town names on them.
We'll find it.
Can I turn to There's a guy at the bar drinking, right?
Correct.
Can I turn to him? I feel like he was a little more responsive whenever what's his face talked to him, but I guess I wouldn't know. Anyway, I would turn to this guy, and is he drinking the wine I just bought him? I think this place only serves wine, right?
Correct. Yes. He was drinking a glass earlier, but he quickly finished that and starting on the one that was bought for him. So he's currently enjoying that.
I'll say it's you like the wine?
He turns to you. Yes, it's one of the few delicacies that or rarities that we have in this town that we can freely enjoy.
What was the name of the town we're looking for? I turned to Leek.
Crest. Crest to the
Crest?
west.
Crest to the west?
Yes.
Okay. I say, we're looking for Crest. You know the town?
Let's see. Double check my mapping here. Yeah, what did you call the village again?
Crest.
Crest.
Crest. Okay. Um, he goes, well, there's no real place called Crest, but there's Kresk. Um, it's a common mistake.
No, that's what I said. Kresk.
Um, he goes, but yeah, it's basically the furthest most village here in Barovia. It's quite a ways away from here, though.
Oh, is it? About how many days or hours trek is it?
Ooh. I'd say that's it's a good 3-4 day journey.
4-day journey.
Yeah, especially if you're doing it on foot. If you had like if you were on horseback or cart going at a moderate speed, you could probably cut that in half.
And are there any carts going between the towns?
You might find the odd trader, but the roads are kind of barren. There's not much going back and forth other than maybe the occasional shipment of wine and foods from Balaki,
Hmm.
which actually I'm uh, from Valaki, and there might be something you guys can help me with. You guys seem like a good lot.
Oh yeah, of course. Anything you need, Saloon is here for you. What can I help you with? What can me and my associates that I met yesterday help you with?
Um, well, see, I have this adopted sister, Arena, and she needs protecting.
Mm.
Um, and kind of looking for some good people to kind of be like bodyguards for her for a bit.
Is she going somewhere? Do we need to be like a caravan guard?
Yeah, actually, she's here um in town. She needs to be actually escorted from here to Valaki. Um, it's kind of it's difficult to explain, and it, in fact, if you want, we can take this conversation to a more um, suitable area and discuss it in more detail if that's something you wish to partake. I'm not sure if you speak on behalf of your party here.
I don't speak on behalf of them. I will say I am very willing, and I will question my associates.
Yeah, let me know as soon as possible.
Well, there should be close by, so I'll just turn and lean
Well,
towards them.
that's up to them.
Yeah.
Are you guys kind of like huddling close,
Oh,
listening in, or are you
Good
guys doing
point.
your own thing?
Wouldn't be that close, but I'd be watching.
I mean, I'd probably be hanging around the league, so
Falco, are you nearby? Did we lose him?
Elko!
Falco! Punch! Are you
can
here?
you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, now
Yeah.
we can. Are you nearby me?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just sort of turn around and explain the situation as I know it.
Oh, I was listening the whole time, but I look at the guy and just say, where is more appropriate?
Well, my sister is currently staying at the Burgomeister's residence here in town. Um, that would be a more suiting place. You get to meet her, and we can talk more about what needs to be done, where to go, payment, and stuff like that.
And where is she heading again?
To Valaki. It's about a day and a half on foot from here.
On the same way that we're going?
Yeah, actually, it's the about a halfway point. From Valaki, Kresk is about another day and a half from there.
All right. Oh, Saloon works in mysterious ways. Thank you for being our moonlight in the dark. We'll go with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm speaking for Leek and Robert, I realize. Are you guys in?
And what?
Oh, were you guys that far away? Yeah, I sort of was implying that we all scoot together and I gather everyone and explain the situation.
Okay. I mean, it's on the way. We get paid a little bit. Maybe this girl is actually pretty tough.
Leek is always looking to fight anyways, so collecting money for him fighting is basically free.
That's fair.
All right. I guess we're all agreed then.
Okay.
Was waiting for protest, but none came. All right. Yeah, we tell the feller, let's get on in, but in a cool way.
Uh, he uh, he's kind of taken off guard a little bit, like with random people just kind of agreeing to help him. But oh, okay, okay. He kind of quickly finishes the wine and sorry, where am I? My name's Ismark.
Oh yeah, we totally should have asked his name.
Yeah, we're really insightful.
But if you are all ready to go, I'll go ahead and lead the way.
Insight check. Is he trying to lead us into a trap?
Go ahead and roll insight.
It's the most insightful one among us because it's not me.
I don't think it's me.
I'm somewhat
16 on this one.
Oh yeah, I got pretty good. I got +6.
Plus
I
6?
got
Yeah, I'm pretty insightful.
a 16. I'm a +7.
16. You get a good read on him, and he seems genuinely honest. He looks like he's actually kind of looking for help.
Yeah.
I was fully in as soon as he said he needed help, so I'm in there.
You didn't see the last one, so I understand.
All right. So he goes. He kind of waits for you to finish up whatever you're doing, and he escorts you guys out of the tavern, and he leads you south of the town, and he basically um, you guys follow him, and you come up to a mansion. A weary looking mansion squats behind a rusted iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Uh, Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks. Each one marked with stains of evil omen.
Oh jeez, this is sounding more and more like a trap.
He kind of like alludes like I know it doesn't look like much, but we've been kind of going through a lot. But trust me, it's fine.
How much you bring your sister out here?
Yeah.
Let us
All
not
your
judge
questions.
too quickly. It's not that bad. It's got a little charm.
You didn't see the last one.
You go in and talk to his sister and then come outside and report to us while we wait out here.
I think it probably might be best if you brought her out here so we could all meet her at once. That's probably the best option here.
That wouldn't be safe for her. Um,
You did say she needs protection. That's right.
yes.
She needs protection, guys. Come on.
Well, she has to leave from here to where we're going anyway. Whether she starts that journey from the gate or whether she starts that journey from inside the house. Either way, she starts that journey.
Well, I figured we would talk more inside, away from, prying ears. Um,
Does this guy, is he ringing any bells for me? No, I
Yeah,
trust him. Can I roll an inside check?
yeah, you can roll
yeah.
an insight check.
I'll
Okay.
help you with that.
Uh, how are you gonna help me?
I'm rolling one too, I guess,
Oh,
because
I
I'm
see. Yes.
looking at this dude like I don't trust a word you're
Ah,
saying, but I
fuck.
can't prove it.
14.
Of course, a 9.
Both of you like look. Falco, it is really hard to read him. Um, but for the most part, he seems genuine. He looks a little nervous as he kind of is looking around, like away from you guys, to like making sure that like as if he's trying to keep an eye out for something. But for the most part, he doesn't seem like he doesn't give off that vibe that he's putting you in harm's way.
Um,
I'll
perhaps.
go with you, Terraborn. We'll be fine.
All right. Okay.
Anything's in there, I'll punch it.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds like a great plan.
If you guys are going in, I'm going in too.
Agreed.
All right.
All my weapons. I'm pulling. I'm holding. I'm saying I
Yeah,
have
for
to.
sure. I have a thorn whip just at all times, just ready to.
I'll grab my amulet. All right. We're just we're just ready to protect her at any moment. That's all. We're just getting ready.
Antsy to do the job.
Right. Yes. Lead the way.
Okay. Um, you guys continue up the yard, up to the mansion doors. Ismark gives the door kind of a specific knock, and a moment later the door opens, um, and you see a woman standing in the doorway. Um, a striking young woman with auburn hair. Um, uh, she wears kind of base. She's wearing armor. Nothing too heavy, but it is like she wears like a chest plate. She has a sword at her side. Um, as soon as she sees Ismark, she goes, "Ismark, come in." And she looks at you guys with like weary, kind of like cautious look, and then Ismark kind of like, "It's okay. They're here to help." And she kind of like nods, and then allows you guys to enter. Um, Once you enter, the interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show sign of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. Um,
What holy symbol?
it holy symbols of various gods.
Is Saloon up there?
As far, give me a perception check.
All right. Perception. 15.
15. I'd say as you're being led through the beginning, you might see like a symbol here and there of Saloon.
Okay.
Wasn't one of the trials a symbol, a holy symbol from the cards?
I don't know. Yeah, powerful force, holy symbol, fortress inside of a fortress hidden behind fire.
I mean, the windows are boarded up. That can be considered a fortress, depending. And we see a bunch of holy symbols. Just saying, this might be the trial. So
We'll
keep
see.
your.
We'll see.
I'm saying this all psychically to each individual one of you.
Have you ever done this to Karabar before? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but yeah, definitely to weaken them.
I look up as if it came from God.
I roll my eyes.
Divinity is everywhere.
A black Coke just kind of flails out as I turn around and say, "You idiot," in my head.
Someone's
Hold on a
smoke alarm
second.
going off.
Yeah, keeps doing that.
Maybe your house is on fire.
It's not. I think the battery's. Actually, I break the
So we gotta say, I'm taking a closer look at the dream, and you're so bad at centering those Discord images around inside the border.
They must be moving. I don't. I can't be held responsible for that.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff needs to be kind of resized and centered and like that, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, like the new follow, new other things.
Yeah.
There you go. Yours is looking a lot better.
Yeah, I think they're all lined up now.
They're all lined up.
Oh, except for actually Jonathan's.
Oh, sorry. Am I good?
No, no, you're good. It's all your fault.
All right, we all back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are kind of entered into the mansion there. Um, once Ismark says like, or once you're all in, Irina is like, so they're gonna help us with the task, right? Well, I haven't explained that part yet. Um, but they've interested in escorting you to Valaki. So I'm not going to Valaki unless he's laid the rest. And that let's bring them in. Um, so Ismark kind of brings over. So there's more to escorting Irina here to Valaki. There's one other task that we would kind of need help with, as no one else has been brave enough to step up to help with this other task here. Um, it's easier to show you. Uh, they kind of escort you into one of the side drawing rooms. Um, in there, you see a simple wooden coffin that's open, and you see a man that's inside the coffin, uh, redly or already deceased, with some wilting flowers and stuff like that surrounding him. This is the uh, Burgermeister. Um, he passed away about 3 days ago. As you can see, the house has seen better days. It's been constant attack by wolves and other creatures at night, and unfortunately, his health and his heart couldn't take the constant assault, and so he ultimately passed away. But strangely enough, after his death, the attacks have stopped. But for the sake of um, her safety, most of all, I feel like it's more comfortable if we got her out of Barovia and into Milwaukee.
You were under
Uh,
constant attack by wolves and other animals?
Can I
Correct.
actually roll an insight check on her?
Sure.
Like, does she like? Is this seems like she believes this guy's story? Is she one of those like, oh, this guy's telling this dumbass story again? You know, like what's her vibe?
Go for a insight.
Oh my god, that one. Never mind.
Yeah.
I rolled so
As far
low.
as you can
No.
see, she's like there, just kind of like not watching him at all, but rather watching you for your reactions. Um, so she's not really reacting at all to while he's telling this story. Um, but after he finishes telling that part, she kind of like steps in. She says, "What we really need is we want to lay the Burgermeister to rest, and so we need escort to the cemetery for proper burial." Um,
Did you have something in mind? I could perform a burial rite for you if you want.
well, that would be nice, but we have to get him to the cemetery. We can't just bury him out here. It's unsacred ground.
Of course. So it's two tasks that you want.
Man,
Yeah.
see your father.
He's my yeah, in a way, he's kind of like my adopted father. He adopted me. I'm the adopted daughter. But it's actually Ismark's father.
So who are you?
I'm Arena.
If the attack stopped after he died, why do you seem so scared that they will continue once you leave the house?
That's the thing. The attacks have been so savage and brutal that we couldn't leave this place until like after after his passing. It was constant attacks, and the amount of reinforcement we had to do to this place just to barely keep them off. I mean, just that no one is willing to help, and just me and Ismark couldn't handle the task of hauling his body all the way to the cemetery and risk being attacked by these beasts.
Where is this cemetery?
It's on the other side of town.
I'm willing to help. I cannot speak for my companions, but I will help you with this endeavor.
What kind of beasts? Say wolves and other beasts. They're bears.
As wolves, obviously, I could pick out as for their noises and their shapes, but as far as the other creatures, I couldn't get a good glimpse of them. In fact, I didn't want to get a glimpse of them. I just wanted them gone.
And you think they'll attack us if we try to move this body?
It's possible. Frankly, I don't know. That's why we needed help.
I want to like shake and knock on some of the reinforcements to like test my own strength versus how strong one of these monsters would be to see if it'd be a good fight.
Like, how are you testing? Are you like going to punch one of them, or are you just going to like kind of test to see how well it's been nailed to the wall?
Kind of both. Like give it a shake, a couple of knocks real quick. Like if I could easily get through it, then it's not worth my time. But if it's holding me off a little bit, it could be a good fight.
I mean, you go up and you put a hand at like you kind of like test the strength on there. It wobbles a little bit, but you take a look at like the nailing of the board, and you can kind of see that um the nailing is kind of pretty erratic, like it was put together under duress. But the boards themselves are semi-solid. It looks like they were taken out of like maybe some of like the floorboards on the floor, or a paneling off the side of the and some of the walls. So they're not super strong, but enough to stave back maybe a wild animal. Not you could easily punch through like a board. You've done it multiple times. Um, but it's really hard to gauge what the strength of these creatures are just by looking at the reinforcements.
Okay. I'm iffy. If you guys are into it, I'll help. I'm iffy. I'm on the fence.
Do you know why these creatures were trying to attack your father?
Uh, she kind of like looks like she's trying to remember, um, but Ismark kind of steps in and is like, not really. We have suspicions that it might have something to do with Strahd, but um, we don't know.
You don't.
Frankly, it's just better if we. That's the whole reason why we want to get out of Barovia and into Vallaki, so that way we're out of shot of Castle Ravenloft. Kind of get out of his eye.
Did your father know Strahd? Why would Strahd want to target him directly?
Don't know.
I will turn, Karabar will turn to the party and be like, I know you are all suspicious, as you just apparently came from a harrowing endeavor when I met you, but I see two people who have lost their father figure and need closure, and I am, for one, am all for it, and Saloon will definitely bless this burial.
All right then. Who's carrying the body?
I will be one of them.
Yeah, you can see that the coffin itself is, you know, average size for a human, probably around anywhere between like 5.5 to 6, or probably about 7 feet to allow the person to in there. There are handles in there to be act as like pallbearers if you want to carry them that way.
Can I look at the body? Is the open casket, right?
Yeah, currently it is open.
Okay, yeah. Can I look at the body? Does he look like he was like attacked? Does he look like he actually died of natural causes?
Give me an investigation.
Okay. Not
Or actually,
medicine.
no, yeah, give me a medicine. Medicine, that would
Yes.
make
All
more
right,
sense.
that's much better. Fuck, 10. I haven't rolled over over like a 6 this whole game.
Uh, you can gauge just by looking at him that you don't see any wounds or torn clothing or anything else like that that would indicate that he was physically assaulted. But you do see that his skin is pale and that it looks like he has been deceased for some time.
Okay, cool. So y'all want to do it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Is this happening now, or did you guys want to wait till a certain time to bury him?
I mean, the sooner the better, I suppose.
All right.
Are
Yeah.
one of you willing to help carry the casket so we can be prepared in case we need to defend?
Yes, of course. Myself and Ismark can handle uh, either side, and if one to you can handle the other.
Of course, I'll help gladly.
So you should lead the way to the cemetery, as none of us are more after you know.
Who? What now?
I said, I suppose you should lead the way to the cemetery because we don't know where it is.
Right. Yeah. Guide us, please, companions. Oh, something got messed up here.
Switch places. Um, yeah. So you guys take a moment to, or at least they take a moment to, close the casket, get it, sealed and stuff like that. Um, and you guys go ahead and get ready to haul this thing out, and you go and start making your way towards the cemetery. Um, uh, Irina and Ismark take like the two front handles of the casket, and they're kind of like leading the charge. Who's taking the back left and right, or just kind of like in the very back, holding the back part up?
I'll take the back left.
Uh, I think that I would be not holding any of them, and I think I would any of it. I would think I would try to scout, like kind of like go up ahead a little bit, try to hear if I hear like wolves coming, like any of that stuff that they say was like on the way. I want to be like on the lookout for that.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right, let's look for another 10 right here. Let's give me a second. Perception. All right, now I know what to do. 25.
25. As you guys are kind of leaving the area, you kind of trail a little bit forward, just kind of keeping an eye on where they're walking, so you're not walking off in a separate direction. But you're keeping your eyes out, your ears open. So far, you don't hear anything suspicious. Um, just like it's definitely eerily quiet. The only thing that you hear so far is maybe the slight rustle of maybe a villager walking down the street, or the wind blowing through. But otherwise, it's pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm. Too quiet.
Who's carrying with me?
I will.
Cool.
In one hand.
So yeah, like how are you? Are you like holding it above your head? Because you are shorter than everyone else as far as arm length.
Pretty short.
I'll do it. You're like 3 feet tall.
I forgot I was strong.
Okay, so we got. Fuck, I keep. Let's see.
I'm so strong.
We need your strength for combat, then.
Assuming we even see anything.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. So we got Karabar and Falco, or not Falco, Robert on the back ends there. So they're leading you through town. Um, um, Strangely enough, like even though it's kind of like middle of the day, you still don't see a whole lot of foot traffic out in town. You might get the occasional passerby and stuff like that who kind of like stare at you guys as you pass by. Um, but so far nothing threatening. Um, it takes you about maybe 15 minutes for you to get from one side of the town to the other side, but you do see the church slightly up higher on a hill towards the back of the town. Um, and let me go ahead get that. As you approach the church, you go. You see atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports um, uh, Castle Ravenloft. Like you do see, like looking past the church and up, you do see a massive castle that kind of like overlooks the town. But right below that, see stands a gray sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously been weathered, or has weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and a flickering light shines through the holes in the shingle roof. Um, the rafters strain feebly against their load. So it's definitely a rundown church. As you approach closer, as you kind of go through the walled uh, exterior of the church grounds, or the cemetery grounds, I should say. And you approach the church itself. You see that the heavy wooden doors on the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire.
Mm.
Mm.
So clearly they have a wolf issue as well.
It would seem.
And you didn't know about this?
No.
You already know.
So
Oh.
let's see here.
I rolled a insight of a 21.
On.
I'm just wondering, is he lying to me? Did he hear about this like happening to other people, or is it just is he actually
As far as what you can gather from that, he sounds genuine.
okay?
From his tale is that like they've been attacked pretty much constantly at the house until the passing of Burgermeister. So, um, and after that, that's when the attacks stopped. So, whether or not this was in conjunction, don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the okay. So uh you bring the casket up to the door of the church, and you let them down there while they go and uh see if they can open the church doors. Um, Irina goes to open it, but Ismark kind of like stops and stops her and goes and opens it himself. Um, the door, uh, seems to be locked, so he makes sense. And so he goes and he pounds on the door. Um, it a moment goes by, as a few moments go by. It's almost as if it almost seems like no one's going to answer until you hear a voice on the other side. Who is it? Ismark goes, Father Donovich. It's me, Ismark. Oh, okay. And so you hear like chains and stuff like that being like unlocked and taken off and stuff like that before the doors open, and you see a human male there, older, wearing robes and whatnot. His like you can tell from his voice is hoarse and weak. Um, and he definitely he looks like a person who's almost at his wit's end, but is trying to stay strong. And he definitely looks very um, distressed. I guess would be a word to say. But he kind of lightens up at the sight of those of Irina and Ismark, and he they both kind of like chat for a second, then they kind of point towards the casket, and um, his face goes a little sallow, nods, and so he goes, "Oh, well, I guess we have some plots. We can go ahead and do this right away, since it's still daylight."
Let me interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
It looks like the nobody's Discord cam is moving on the stream.
Who's this?
Your webcam seems to be working, but everybody else is frozen on it.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
seeing that too.
yeah, it is. That's what is
You
happening.
guys still
Is
hear me,
the
right?
audio still going through?
Yeah, we can hear you, Jonathan. Is Discord down?
Well, it can't be if you're moving. It has to
No,
be something with
Discord's down.
OBS or something.
Uh,
Do you have it minimized?
no, don't. And there it is, Discord. Oh, what the?
Well, Jonathan's moving.
Yeah, Jonathan's selected twice for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
Streamlabs, Discord, done. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Chris is frozen, itching his face.
Yeah.
That's funny. Discord. Okay. I think we have everybody back. Whoop.
Then why is it just me frozen? I don't.
Yeah, it's just you frozen now.
Fucking nerd.
There we go.
All right.
Can you guys hear the stream, or is it just something on my end?
My volume should be down. Yeah, my volume's down.
Oh well, I have my Twitch stream muted, so I don't hear echo, but I can unmute it for a second.
Yeah, I'm not playing it.
Testing, 1, 2.
I'm telling you, they're moving.
Okay, yeah, audio's working. Okay.
Okay. Should be good now.
I do have a question related to the campaign, the game.
Sure.
Knowing that their house showed signs of attack and then the church did, were there like any other buildings that we saw in town that showed like similar signs of attack?
No. So like as you're progressing through town, I mean, you guys have been around town for a minute, for like a few good days, and you've been looking at the houses, especially when you were doing your door-to-door salesman stick. Uh, but as far as all the other houses, some do look like decrepit and abandoned. Some have like boarded like windows and stuff, but they don't show anywhere near the level of like attacks. Like there were no claw marks or scorch marks or anything else like that showing that something was like attacking it. It looked like it was just like, your standard, just boarding up a window to prevent people breaking in or something like that. But the church and the mansion kind of like the only real ones that show any sort of attacks. Anything else from anyone else?
I'm good.
Can I mentally connect with the brother, and just kind of like mentally whisper to him, "Look behind you."
He gets startled and flips around.
Okay. So we can definitely, at least they have brains, unlike the last ones. All right, that's good to know.
But with that, you guys take the better part of the day um, hauling the body to an open grave. You guys lower him down, bury him, and stuff like that. Uh, Father offers like, if you like, I would like, I can say uh, something. I don't know if
I didn't.
Hmm?
Are
it,
you doing?
Oh yes, of course, Saloon's blessing. Yeah. Yes. Gladly. By the way, what kind of church is this? Did I was able to see what kind of
uh,
iconography they have?
you see that Donovish is wearing robes, and you see iconography of the Morning Lord.
Oh, Lathander, nice.
That's interesting.
That's like my opposite.
So, like he like, um, I'm sure you have like visible iconography of Saloon, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got the crescent moon all over me.
So yeah, so Donovich will start saying like, if you would like, I could say something, but I see you have someone. Who would you like to say something? And they just kind of like, uh, whoever wants to say something.
Oh well, it doesn't have to be a competition. We can both go, and as since you're the morning lord, you can go after me because before morning you have moonlight. So if that works for you.
he he gladly offers up. He kind of looks like in the spot where he might put protest against that, but he looks so exhausted that he
Mm,
doesn't really matter all that much. So he lets you have the showroom floor and allow you to do your prayer.
okay, yeah, I'll sort of stand at the head of the coffin, and I'll say, welcome all. I did not know this man, but Saloon's blessing, Saloon's light falls on all. So I'll just say a quick prayer for this man's soul, and then his local clergyman can say his piece, and hopefully he goes to his god of choice. If Saloon's his choice, no big deal. Just saying, no biggie. And I go, sort of bow my head and say, let all whom Saloon's light falls be welcome, if they desire. As the silver moon waxes and wanes, so does life. Trust in Saloon's radiance, and know that all love alive under her light shall know her blessing. Turn to the moon, and she will be your guide. And then I sort of say a bow or do a bow and back off and make room for the morning.
All right, so everything seems um, uh, e- everything has been taken care of, so everything's buried and stuff like that. And once the service is over, or did you want to do something?
I just wanted to let you know that like I would pretty much be still on the lookout during the service. Like
Yeah,
I think that we're on a trial right now, so I'm like kind of like be trying to be as aware as possible.
sure. If you would like, you can go ahead and roll a perception check.
Very cool. Let's see a killer kung fu wolf. 22.
22. You go ahead and you basically like play Secret Service as the funeral goes on, and you're like, just keeping a sharp eye out around and making sure that nothing's kind of creeping up or anything else like that. So far, you don't see anything malicious heading your way. But once the service is over, um, Donovan kind of just like, or Donovich, kind of like, so let's go ahead and talk for a moment inside the church, as he kind of feels a little exposed out here in the open. Um, do you guys join in, or?
Well, yeah, I guess got to go back the way we came. We're gonna escort this young lady, so until she finishes up here.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and you follow them into the church itself, and the church, when you enter in, you see it's a fairly short hallway that opens up into the main chapel area, and you see there are four doors, two on the left, two on the right, before it opens up. Um, but the actual main chapel area, you see a number of pews that are just destroyed. You see like wood and benches, just like fragments all over the place. But you do see the head altar and stuff like that still in pretty decent condition. Um, but go ahead, as you guys enter the area. Everyone, give me a perception check.
Natural 20 makes 23.
Natural 20 makes 20.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
God damn it.
Ooh.
10.
22.
All right. So basically, everyone except for Karabar, you guys, as you're like entering this area, you do hear a faint screaming sound, like someone's yelling, but it sounds like it's coming from underground. And you can't tell if it's just like something that's like in your head or if it's an actual scream. Because I mean, you don't know. You've been here and you've seen a lot of shit already.
I don't hear anything because I'm looking around and I'm saying, "Wow, Niall. So this is what Church of Lathander looks like. All right, interesting. All right, I wouldn't have gone that way, but sure, sure."
I mentally connect with first Robert and say did you hear that?
Yeah. Did you hear that too?
Well, you have to. I can only communicate into your head. You have to either just kind of like nod or like say it out loud.
Oh, I feel like, oh, well, we've been traveling together. I probably would have gotten used to it by now. I'd probably just.
Oh yeah, I feel like you and I talk probably more than any other else.
For sure, yeah. I give a subtle nod.
Mm, okay, and I do the same for Leek. Just kind of like make sure he's on the same page. And then last, I will regrettably go into what's his
Karabar.
name? Karabar's head and say, we all heard a scream downstairs. Act natural.
Did you hear something?
Yeah, because I think this is like the first time you actually like mentally talk to Karabar, right?
Mhm.
No, we did in the
Is
bar,
the
right?
second? I don't. Have you talked to my brain? No, you definitely didn't. Did you?
I did
No,
in the bar, didn't I?
no, I don't
When we were
remember.
first looking at this guy.
No, you did the first when we were walking into the house of the two brother and sister lady. That was the first time, and you never explained it.
Oh, so you still don't like do it.
That's true.
Yeah, I was just like God, and it never got explained, and now I'm starting to get confused.
Yeah, so yeah, you hear another voice. I would say that like even though you hear the voice, it still has that same tone as Falco. Just like it's weird that you hear it you hear it as like if you were thinking to yourself. You don't hear it audibly like from like the outside coming in. You hear it from the inside going out. And it's very discomforting. But
Hmm.
for some reason you know that it's Falco's voice.
Okay. Um, I'll act natural.
um but you guys kind of gather not too far in but uh Donovich kind of looks a little bit more uh, at ease being indoors. But he says, you know, he offers his sympathies to Irina and Ismark for, the loss of the Burgermeister, which his name was.
Oh, his
Uh,
name's not Burgermeister.
no, that's his title.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh, last
um, no, they
Good
his
night,
name
stairs.
was Kolian Indirovich.
I prefer to think of him as the Burgermeister.
That's
yeah.
that was his title, and that's what he normally went by. Was the Burgermeister.
What's his name again? Kalian Inder what?
Kolian, Kolyan, Indirovich, Indirov as in Victor, Ich.
Okay.
Um, but he looks to Irina and he looks like you need to get out of Barovia like quickly. You need, um, and Irina's like, yes, I know. That's why we have this group here. That we're gonna leave towards Balaki as soon as we can.
Well, hold on a second. We haven't got a full story in this situation. We know that Strahd is after you, and he didn't like your father. Why? And why is this place, this holy place, the only other place that's being ravaged by these beasts?
And what does Burgermeister mean?
um, Donovich kind of like steps in for his. Burgermeister is just a title. He was kind of the if you would call it mayor of Barovia. He would saw daily things, but since Strahd's kind of quote unquote takeover, his um, facilities weren't really needed. But as far as why Strahd would want him dead, um, there's not really much. The only thing he kind of like tries to remember, and it's like, as far as I remember, the attacks didn't start uh, until only recently. Um, But as far as like any real reason, not sure. Um, yeah.
Why do you fear for Arena's safety, not Ismark's? Both of you seem convinced that the beasts will go after her, but he has no problem leaving the house. Why is that?
It would only seem natural. I mean, if Strahd was after Colian for any reason, then once he knows of his demise, who knows if maybe he would go after her or even Ismark for that matter. Both of them need to leave.
Insight check.
Go for it.
I heard a scream in the basement. 26.
A 6?
26.
26. So you like as far as what you're getting from him, from what he's telling of the current story, you can see that he's being mostly truthful. But with that role, you also see that um, there is something else that he seems to be kind of hiding. Um, whether it be intentionally or not, you don't know.
When's the last time you had a patron in this establishment?
Uh, it's been quite a while before we had any of our flock come and do their daily prayers.
Hmm. So you're pretty much here alone all the time, is what you're saying?
Pretty much, yes.
This is me like looking off the camera. But okay. Cool. Well, seems like something, what time of the day is it? Pretty relatively late. We've been walking for.
Yeah, well, you guys basically went to the bar in morning, chatted up the
Mhm.
guy, walk there, chat there, come back. It's probably late afternoon, probably like maybe 2, 3 o'clock.
Mm, hmm. Well, it's going to be a multiple day journey. Might as well leave in the morning, right?
I mean, if that's what you wish.
I mean, I'm already beat. I could just stay here.
Well, is this place more or less the same beat up as the Burgermeister's house?
Pretty much. Like from the exterior that you saw, like the amount of damage on there was about the same as the mansion, if not more.
Okay, yeah, I'll say yes. Good clergyman, good priest, whatever your title is. Could we stay in your church as refuge for the night?
Uh,
We'll be gone post haste in the morning.
I mean that's fine. Check the map here real quick. I don't have very much room to offer. Um, there's only um, but there's only like a spare bedroom that can offer, but it only has one bed.
There's no other rooms, just the spare, which is singular spare, no attic or basements or anything.
There's the crypt underneath the church, but I don't think you want to be sleeping with dead bodies.
Well, I can make do on the floor in the spare bedroom if everyone else doesn't mind sleeping here.
Feel the same way.
I could cuddle up with somebody in the bed. I fit.
Oh, Robert's not here.
Yeah, Robert's cool with it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If your god doesn't mind, we'll take this bedroom. And Ismark and Irena, are you good to go out first daybreak?
I mean, they both kind of look at each other like kind of concerned, like they would rather leave as soon as possible. But
Uh,
I mean, they begrudgingly say like, well, if you guys insist on staying here for the night, then I guess we have no choice. But I mean, we don't have to stay here. We could just go back to the mansion. We have plenty more room there.
Mm. I mentally say to Robert, we care enough to try to find out what's going on here.
Kind of give a half-hearted shrug.
Give a nod. Well, if it's urgent and you think that their lives are in imminent danger, then maybe being on our way is the smartest thing.
well, I am an advocate of transparency, and if no one else uh, wishes, or if no one else minds, I will sort of address the invisible elephant in the room. I heard from a voice in my head that someone was screaming in the vicinity. I'm talking to the priest at this point. Uh, you mentioned a crypt. You wouldn't mind us checking out your crypt in case there's a soul trapped down there that needs Saloon's light? Because Lathander's light doesn't seem to be doing it.
Petty, petty.
Give me 1 second.
Such a Ned Flanders, the nicest guy until it's a religious conversation.
Okay. Um. So, as you mentioned this, Donovich's face kind of goes a little sallow. Um, he goes, that would be my son, Doru.
uh, Repeat that?
It's definitely something that's painful for him. But he says that that's my son, Doru. Um, eh, eh, he about a year ago, he and some other villagers went to Castle Ravenloft in revolt. He was um lured there by a wizard in black robes who came to Barovia from a faraway land. Um, Apparently, this wizard did battle with Strahd and failed. Um, but um, uh, in the battle, Strahd had attacked the villagers who revolted, and unfortunately, Doru did survive the account, but came back as a creature of the night. And so I had put him in the crypt and locked the trapdoor down there. and have been praying for um his health, but so far nothing has happened.
You can't heal him with your holy magic.
Perhaps you should try praying to Saloon.
Well, maybe not pray to the god of salute, but I would be happy to end your son's suffering in the name of salute.
I wouldn't want to kill him. He's my son.
Well, he's undead. He's already dead.
I I would really prefer not to see him destroyed.
The last house we were in, those people locked up their kids too, and it created some pretty vengeful spirits. A whole lot of other stuff too. The ghosts were the worst one.
Yeah, it possessed me.
He was a baby.
Okay.
This land of Barovia is home to a lot of creatures like that. It's my job as the only remaining light in this land to be
Well,
some beacon of hope.
well,
Yeah, and, tell me if I'm out of line, but you were able to constrain this monster of the night and get him down into your crypt all by yourself. You seem pretty strong. Would you want to fight?
He looks at you with this mixed feeling of like what the fuck and like
I think everyone is doing that same
yeah.
look.
It's just like everyone just turns to Leek and just like what the fuck.
Okay, I can read the room. Had to ask. Gotta play the character.
That was great.
Oh man.
But you can like for you that are talking to you can see that he is desperately trying to keep his son alive as much as possible. This is his only offspring, and it's like it's one of those classic zombie moment where it's like even though he's unsalvageable, he doesn't want to destroy him.
Perhaps I could just speak with him, and maybe Saloon can get through it to him.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
What's vampire lore like in this setting? Can they go out during daylight?
That's something that your character would need to know. How much
Okay.
does your character need to know? How much does your character
Yep.
know about vampires
Or
is the question.
like I don't know if vampires are like a super common, like if it's people know they're real or if it's just like superstitious or anything like that.
No, like as far as like overall general knowledge about vampires, they do exist. Not like very, very commonly. But they are told in stories, and there are cases where vampires do exist. But they outside of Barovia, they are a rare occurrence.
I guess we can circle back to this particular undeath if our charges wish us to take off post haste.
He's obviously not going back later.
Right.
Is this the test?
I think so.
Hmm.
Did you learn when it's appropriate to ask for help?
No. I almost got a good fight at.
Did you?
That's pretty close, I think.
How old is this dude? It's the priest.
Like definitely pretty old. He looks like he's in his like late 50s, early 60s.
Okay, so like I'm sure for an Eric but they have pretty short lifespans.
So human equivalent. Are you like the same age as this old dude?
No, I'm like 8 or 9. I'm 8 or 9 human years.
No, but I mean like for the Eric Hawken lifespan. You're the
Oh,
age.
How old are you in Eric Cocken years?
Yeah.
okay. He's about a third, so like in his late 20s, early 30s.
Hmm.
And you're trying to fight
Okay.
this 70-year-old man. Calling him.
He seems pretty strong.
After telling you about how his son is turned into a vampire.
Yeah, first
He
thing.
reigned every night on his own.
We don't know how we got him down there. Maybe he tricked him.
Mm.
I don't think you can trick creatures.
Seriously.
Can you list an
he
example?
he kind of hears you guys like talking about his shit, and he kind of like steps in and goes like, he wasn't that the process of turning into a spawn is very slow, so he didn't come back to me as a full spawn. He eventually turned, and
Oh.
during the process, I had to move him down to the crypt.
So I look at Leek and I say, see, he didn't fight a vampire at all.
See, okay, I take back what I said.
Did you, while you were dealing with your son's transition, ask him maybe what he wanted at all?
Well, he's a spawn. His mind is not in the right spot. He would rather attack the first thing that shows his face rather than think about his well-being.
Wouldn't you like to put that young man out of his misery? You're torturing him by keeping him down there. Truly, is this the things Lathander teaches?
That's what I've been praying for Lathander's light to shine upon this place to remove this curse from him.
Perhaps it's not Lathander's light you need.
If you have, if Saloon can offer a solution to curing my son of this disease without
I'll grab my
killing
axe.
him,
Yes, I have the perfect cure for him.
without destroying him.
Oh, I mean, he's gone. He's already
We
he's
won't
gone.
destroy his soul.
Right.
What
Yes.
is self? I got nothing.
What if you were turning into a night spawn? What would you want?
I can see where this is going, but I insist on keeping my son the way he is until I can find a way to bring him back to what he was.
Is he at least secured where he won't break free?
True.
So what was it?
Is he at least secured where he won't break free and hurt other villagers?
It's the only way in or out of the crypt is through the trapdoor
Which is
and further into the chapel.
also, what are you feeding him?
He does not require sustenance anymore.
I don't think that's true of any creature.
Of spawns, he only requires blood.
Where's he get the blood? Yeah.
I do like giving him blood will only increase his.
So you're starving him?
He's hangry. That's why he's screaming.
Where do you expect me to get this blood? I'm not going to sacrifice creatures to this.
Well, regardless, you're starving him. This is torture. It's mercy what I'm offering.
Irina and Ismark are just like standing
Yeah.
there, just like
Let's kill your kid.
Yeah, let us kill your kid.
um
Speaking
and
of
just
which,
like
can Devita? Sorry. Whoa. Can Falco? Uh, look at these two. I've been standing here this whole time. You know, like I kind of got a beat on this priest, I think, but I'm still iffy about these two. I haven't got. I'm hoping that me focusing on them while they're focusing on somebody else will give me better insight.
all right, go ahead and roll another insight.
All right, we'll see. 25.
Damn.
25. You're like watching them and they're just like in the background watching this, trying to be polite while like they obviously showing some concern that hey, this guy's son is afflicted, maybe these guys can help, so they're allowing you to try to think, but they're kind of getting this like seeing that like Donovich is like putting up walls to prevent this from happening. You can kind of see that okay, they're starting to get a little more impatient, and it's like
Okay.
obviously the answer is no. They're just trying to look for that spot to like interject and say, hey,
Hmm.
obviously this is not something we can take care of. Can we go now?
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like you basically get the idea that they're getting a little bit more impatient right now.
Yeah. And they like know that they're being hunted. It's not even like it's just they're trying to get a jump on the competition sort of thing.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
you can tell that they're getting a little antsy.
Hmm. All right, cool. But eventually once it's kind of like at that point, I think I would put my hands up and just be like, all right, seems like another job for another day. You know, if we need get past these wolf creatures, we're gonna want to start getting moving,
Fair enough. Good point.
sir. I hope that your cursed son finds peace somehow.
He now bows his head
I'll
and
be back. Sloon be with you.
You come back able to cast Greater Restoration, and it's just like, see, easy.
Yeah.
uh,
Should have let me go in the first place.
Could have done this week's.
all right. So you guys are heading out now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head outside. The light that's kind of refracting through the mist still says that there's daylight out, but you just don't know how much longer until it becomes darkness. And because of the overcast and mist that hangs around, you can kind of get the idea that it might get dark sooner than you think, just because there won't be enough light to filter through. But if you guys wish to press on, you guys can go ahead and start your journey towards Valaki.
Yeah. Assuming that the two of them are ready, I'm ready to set out when you two are.
Yeah, they check their. Yeah, we're set to go.
Uh, question. So, if I were to turn into an animal that's a large creature, how many people could ride on my back realistically, or is it like one of those things where like one and done?
I guess it would depend on the animal and like how like method of travel.
Hmm. So I'm thinking of changing, and I can only do this for an hour, so it's not like I'm like out here gonna do it all day. I was thinking about turning into a moorbounder at some point, just in case I need to like
get these two on like a creature and go. And it's got a speed of 70.
Yeah, with
So
if you're doing a more bounder, then you would only be able to do like one passenger, maybe like a
okay.
secondary passenger if they're small enough, like Leak.
Hmm.
But for your average medium-sized passenger, yeah, you'd only be able to do one to keep
Okay,
your
cool.
speed efficient.
All right, cool. Yeah.
All right. So with that, you guys go ahead and start making your way out of town. You follow the road southwest um, towards the bridge that goes over the uh, is it the Iveless River? Um, and then start heading into the road that is flanked by thick patches of forest, where the mist that kind of just like emanates from, and it just like at this point it's like low hanging. But you try to peer into the forest and it's just like a wall of mist in there.
Hmm. Mhm.
Well, while we're traveling, can I just fly overhead a little bit to just kind of look out for everybody, see if anything's coming up, or is the mist too thick? Like that wouldn't really be effective.
You can tell from like the ground, like because like the mist is going to be the same thickness as it is ground level as it is going to be air level. This mist works and behaves differently than like your standard like fog or mist that's like on a coastal bank or anything else like that. It feels like it's trying to keep you in place. Um, so like if you do fly up, your view distance is going to be negligible. As like you probably can get like maybe an extra a few feet out in front, but for the most part, you still won't see anything. Um, you'll only be able to see. You won't be able to see anything extra until it's already up in your face.
Okay, yeah, I'll just hang out with everybody then. And just walk like a non-bird.
All right, so you guys continue walking. Um, uh, and you then reach um, the crossroads where the gallows was, where Falco saw himself being hung.
Mm.
Um, in fact, go Karabar, go ahead and give me a wisdom save.
Oh shit. Okay. Saving
Seems like a good place to
throw. 24.
24. That's fine. Um, so you see like uh a gallows with a noose on it. And it's just kind of waving there. Um, you turn your head, and from the corner of your eye, you almost think that you see a body hanging from the noose. Then you reaffix your view towards it, and there's nothing there.
Hmm. Okay.
But at this intersection, there is two other um, paths that branch from there, and those are so you have the a northwest fork um, that does it actually. I thought it said there was a. Nope, I guess there isn't. So there's there's no road signs anywhere, but there is a fork that goes northwest, and a another fork that goes southwest.
Sorry.
Do people were escorting how much way to go?
Yeah, they should know, right?
Yes. So as you get up, then you guys kind of like stop at the fork and kind of look wherever you're going. The uh, arena takes the path. Going northwest.
Northwest.
Yes. And and they kind of make comments like either path will lead us to our destination, but the north pass is a little bit more shorter, um, and it doesn't. The south pass ends up cutting directly through the woods. This one kind of skirts the woods, so this would probably be the safer path.
Okay.
So you guys
Good.
go ahead and head up the northern path, um, and eventually you like everybody except for Karabar um, start seeing familiar settings as you are actually approaching the area where the Vistani are making their camp.
We let them know we passed the first test. See, madam.
I mean, if it's nighttime,
Eva?
should we camp for the night? There's power in numbers.
Yeah, is it nighttime?
It hasn't. It's not nighttime yet, but it's getting there. It's like probably like pre-sunset.
Hmm.
Like you can probably start seeing that the mist is starting to turn like a tinge of orange.
So, hang out with the Veshtani, and we'll get some good stew. Let them know about our progress. Seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
I can find the toughest one.
I'll turn to Irina and Ismark. Was it? Yeah, Ismark, and I'll say about how much further is the destination from here?
Oh, it would be another day's journey or so. We'd probably have to make a camp soon.
Okay, all right. Well, seems like a good enough place to me. And you all say you've been here then?
We know of the Vistani. We haven't really
Ah, sorry.
camped.
At that point, I would have talked to everyone else. You guys say you've been here, yes?
Only like
Oh,
once.
yeah. Um, they're the ones who sent this to the house when Surser died.
Ah,
Yeah.
What are
It's a
y'all
test
doing?
that we failed, but we passed.
all right. Yeah, we'll make camp here. Unless maybe will give us another deadly task.
So much fun talking chicken soup.
So you guys are gonna go off road a little bit to the Vistani camp.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go along the path and you break off the main road off to this side road that heads closer to stream that you hear going. Um, and eventually you see the Vistani camp and make your way up to it. Some of the people see you and recognize you and um, greet you and whatnot. You.
We go to that fortune teller again.
So you want to go straight to Madame Eva's tent?
I would like to.
Okay, so you see Falco heading straight towards Madame Eva's tent.
Oh,
I'm gonna,
yeah, right.
I'm gonna peel off and start sizing them up. I want to find a tough.
I'll start making camp with Irina and Ismark.
Okay, so yeah, Irina is Mark. They look a little uncomfortable, like they're kind of intruding on someone's home, but they kind of stick close to you, Karabar, as you kind of seem to be trying to make camp or at least entering in. And you see that there's already like a fire made and stuff like that. There's plenty of people around that seem pretty jovial, drinking wine, eating food, playing music and stuff like that. Um, but if you wish to join into that, or if you want to kind of like make your own camp like next to theirs, it's is up to you.
Yeah, I'll just set up a tent and not like trying to exclude us, but sort of like we'll have our own little area and we'll join you.
Okay. Um, and then Leek, you said you're just gonna look for like the toughest dude there and punch him in the face, or what?
I mean, I'm gonna talk to him first, but that's
um,
Oh, courtship.
go ahead
yeah.
and give me a perception check.
Am I perceptive? I am perceptive. Not 13.
13. You like poke around the village and stuff, and you kind of like looking at everybody, and you see that there's probably a few people that look relatively strong, but no one that would probably pose a challenge to you.
I might get a good fight one of these days, and I guess just try to find Robert again.
Robert, while he was looking for people to fight, what were you doing?
I would try to be polite and I would just find like just any person and just ask them if it was okay. But we set up camp instead of just
Um,
Is
yeah,
this
so you
cool?
yeah, this is cool. We set up camp here. Yeah, you can find a random person that you think looks like might be in charge, and ask them like that, and then they're welcoming, and yeah, you can set up camp, or you can join us over here and whatnot, and so, but yeah, they're
But yeah,
very welcome.
cool. And then I guess if I see Leek looking for a fight and coming up short, I'll offer to just so we can get some energy out.
oh hell yeah!
We
Like
don't have
the
to narrate it or anything, but we'll score it.
like the good old days, huh, Robert?
All right, so you guys do your little training montage. Um, I guess Falco, you're entering in the tent alone as you um, pull through into Madame Eva's tent, and you see Madame Eva there um, uh, at her little table with her crystal ball, just kind of playing with her tarot cards.
I look at her, very, very upset, very sad kind of look in my eye. And did you know he was going to die?
His fate was unexpected, but fate has a weird way of testing people.
And of these
No.
tests, how many more of them before we have proven ourselves worthy of actually getting commissioned for something?
Well, you've already proven yourself with that particular quest. That was only to test your will. Barovia and lands are very difficult. Things that you saw in that place are just a mere taste of what's ahead of you. And seeing as most of your group has survived, you are on your way to help freeing this land of this burden. Look to the fortunes that I've given you, and they will lead you the rest of the way.
If me and my group wanted to leave right now, could we?
No.
I think he wasn't expecting her to be as straightforward as she is being. You know that moment when you come in really hot, like like you're ready to fight. They're saying all the right shit, and you're just, I want to punch something, but you're not giving me something to be mad at. It's one of those moments, and he just kind of like gets up and just like frustratedly like walks out.
All right. So, whoever sees you see Falco just like with a huff flap open the tent as he goes. It's hard to slam a tent door. Um,
Like my new cloak that I stole from the murder house is flowing in the wind, like Samuel Jackson.
and so, and he looks a little bit peeved. But for the most part, you guys have set up camp and are enjoying the company of the Vistani as they share their drink and food with you.
I'll partake in the food, but not the drink. And I'll find someone's ear to just start talking about the glory of saloon. Probably the drunkest person, the one who's not able to get away from me.
Yeah, you like a lot of the like sober-ish ones probably like yeah in the kind of wild way. The ones that you kind of like end up sitting next to and talking to are the ones that are just plastered and they're just like half asleep and like you just ramble on and on.
Hell yeah. Another saved soul.
Yeah. Falco's for sure eating and drinking very, very haphazardly. It's like if he were to get poisoned at this point, it's almost like a blessing.
Hmm.
So he's
Welcoming
just kind of
death.
eating and stewing. Yeah, yeah, stewing about the situation.
All right. Well, it is 9 o'clock. Are we okay to push on, or shall we call it?
I'm good to push. I mean, I'm waking up late tomorrow because if it's officially not my birthday in 5 minutes, so I have the right to wake up late.
I'm
Yeah,
good either way.
yeah, I'm good to keep going.
All righty. You guys go ahead and take your long rest, and you wake up in the morning. It's pretty quiet. There's some people that are walking around doing their duties, while others kind of sleep off their hangovers and whatnot from partying too much. The day is yours.
So, question, DM.
Yes.
I cast Good Berry once, and I get 10 berries. If I were to cast it a second time, would I then have 20 berries, or would the first ones like disappear?
I think do the berries have a expiration date? Like I think it's for like
24
24 hours.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 24 hours is basically like even if you like spawned it at like 11 o'clock at night, once it hits midnight, it's like they disappear. So it's like a daily thing.
Oh, 24 hours that way. Oh, okay. I thought you meant 24 hours from the time I cast it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like yeah, it would basically be like a daily thing. So upon next day, then yeah, you would need to spawn a fresh new batch.
Okay, cool. And then, like, so same question then on the next day. If I were to hypothetically use like 2 spell slots, would I get 20, or is it just like once you used it, you can't use again to have extinguished all the
Oh no,
berries?
yeah, if you want to use like a number of spell slots to continuously cast it, then yeah, you can have a bunch, but obviously you're using spell slots.
Okay, cool.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I'll cast it again today. Then same distribution, 3 apiece, and I take one.
Cool, cool, cool.
Hey, you one.
I was up relatively early, doing my prayers with my incense. So I'll help set up or take down camp as well as we get ready to head out.
And if you eat one of the berries, by the way, you don't have to eat food for the rest of the
Is it like a chrono trigger thing? Like I still feel hungry, but I don't need food, or
day. It's a smoothie. It's just like that your body has enough nutritions for because of this drink, but your stomach is still growling somehow.
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you eat it, your body gets its daily recommended of calories, um,
Hmm.
but yeah, you still feel that void in your stomach.
Hmm.
They're so bitter.
But yeah, you guys go ahead and break down camp. You say your thanks and goodbyes if you do, or you just bug out without saying anything. Um, and you press on.
Mhm.
Let's bring up the map again. So as you press on, an hour or so goes by before you hit another intersection. This intersection is basically like a T intersection as you come across a path that leads um, southwest, and then a path that leads over a bridge to the northeast. Um, Irina and his face that I forgot already.
Ismark.
Yeah, Ismark. Start taking the path over the bridge, heading northeast.
Do I hear any like wolves or anything coming?
Roll perception.
26.
6. You hear like some noises like in the forest, like you hear like a faint like twig snap, um, and stuff like that. But you go and you look and you can't see anything. It's just
Hmm.
mist. You get the idea that there are probably creatures out there, but they haven't. They're not making their way onto the main road.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, Give me 1 second here.
Uh, I talked to Roper and kind of in your mind say, keep your eyes out. There's definitely things looking at us that we can't see. I don't think they're gonna bother us yet, but can could potentially go down.
I mean, I can't respond, but I'll,
Yeah,
acknowledge.
for sure. It's one of those I things like you're the other responsible person in the group. It's just like you can't tell Leek that there's somebody potentially tough in the woods because next thing you know, her chasing's full through the woods.
100%, yes. You're a dork with your wizard picture.
As soon as he said, "Oh, I got crescent moons all over me," that was the first thing I thought.
Okay. So you guys are traveling down this road here. Um, it's an open road. You've kind of gotten a little bit away from the forest area, but the mist and fog around you seems to be creeping closer and closer to you, um, and almost enveloping you, where your field of vision is really dire. It's like you can barely see the person standing in front of you. Um, at so many tabs.
Mm,
Um, what can you guys list off your passives, your passive perceptions?
17 for me.
17. Okay.
15?
Okay.
Team for a bear.
I got a
I
14.
got
Okay. So, Falco, like as you're kind of being like the lookout. I mean, obviously this random influx of fog and mist is kind of concerning. You're keeping an ear out and stuff like that, and those same like movement noises that you've been hearing are getting closer.
Mm. I turn to the group and say, keep an eye out. Seems like something's looking for trouble. And with that, I'm going to use my bonus action and wild shape into a dire wolf.
Okay.
Okay.
Throw my weapon. Just be prepared as a weapon. We're just doing this whole thing on foot, right? Like we don't have a cart or anything.
Nope. You guys are
Mm.
on foot. No cart, no mounts, no nothing.
Yeah, you guys see my my crescent moon amulet on my neck. It's around like a necklace. It's still on my neck, but it sort of just floats up a little bit and just like maybe like the chain is still slack, but it's just floating just a little bit in front of me.
Can I mentally tell Robert to put the two people that we're escorting on my back, or get them to get on my back? I imagine they're both pretty small.
Yeah, I mean, if that's possible, direct them to right out them.
Ride this massive, terrifying wolf beast.
I don't know if you've ever seen somebody turn into an animal, but it's fine. He's still.
He does this all the time. You know,
Literally, like my skin, like cracks. It dissolves into just like powder and like pulls back together as a direwolf with like the fur is just very Gara Naruto energy. Just like
Hop on.
Go on, get on.
it's fine. See, look, and I'll just kind of like pet Falco.
This is also Karabar's first time seeing it, so he's a little put off as well.
I mean, wolves howl at the moon, right? Maybe they're patrons of Saloon. Maybe you could talk to them.
No, yes, Saloon is the patron god of good and neutral lycanthropes, but I don't. It was a little strange. I'm not judging. I would never judge, but just strange.
I feel like you're making that up.
Hey,
Like,
Mr. Romance.
No. Saloon is the god of good lycanthropes. It's true. They rely on the moon for their first transformation, and it's sort of a little relationship that we have.
what about bad lycanthropes?
Well, they are just bad. We don't talk about them.
I mean, do they have a god or
Oh, I'm sure, but it's not Saloon.
What if they start off good and then
Swear, we're
turn?
not religious extremists. I swear. It's not the Westboro Church. I swear to you.
Well,
We don't talk about
Saloon's
those guys.
Saloon's light falls on all, so your activities don't necessarily define your theology. So
okay, but like there's overlap, right? Like the moonlight hits most things, but then half of the time sunlight's what's hitting most things.
right, but
So how do you dictate what Saloon is the god of versus whatever the sun god is, which I'm not sure there is one because I feel like you're making this up as you go.
Wasn't that thing back there with the vampire kid? He was worshiping the sun god, right?
Okay, that's fair.
yeah,
How do you dictate what's Lythander and what's Saloon?
uh, how does anyone choose their god? It's a personal journey, and it's up to each own's self to find their deity. Um, Saloon is a god of goodness, so traditionally it's the good lycanthropes that do tend to worship her. But I'm sure the evil ones worship the moon just as much.
You were saying earlier, all right, that the moon reflects the sunlight in a more beautiful way, so it's still the sun controlling lycanthropes?
Well,
Where's the scripture for
Saloon doesn't control the lycanthropes. They just worship her.
It's fun. Most of our
Oh,
clerics
wait.
aren't just, except for Cyclops, and nobody cared about what was Cyclops.
All right. So as you guys are kind of like having this very deep conversation, um, I'd say yeah, you guys are going through. You're kind of like having this discussion and stuff like that. When out of the mist, ahead of you, jumps out a very large wolf. In fact, it looks like a wolf that strangely looks something like Falco, yet more natural. So a dire wolf pops out in front, and you get all of you stop and just kind of stare at this thing, and then from behind you, you hear another set of growls, and you turn around and you see another dire wolf approaching from behind. Everyone, go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh shit!
I mean this as an
Alright.
honest question. Was this like a scripted event in the module, or is this you telling us to stop talking about theology in the game?
um, Neither,
Okay,
neither, and both.
that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, he's trying to spread the word of Saloon. We want to understand.
All right.
Maybe we'll convert. You never know.
Okay, Robert.
Whopping 5.
Nice. Falco.
3.
Good start. Good start. Leek.
18.
Oh,
All right, there you go. Karabar.
a 4.
Wonderful. All right.
We were all distracted talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were so distracted about this whole theology thing that you just didn't notice that these fucking wolves are just about to fucking pincer attack you. Um, with that, Actually, let me see if I can do a quick scene in um, Tailspire here.
Yeah.
While you're setting that up, is it weird that I want to stand behind Falco and dictate him like a Pokemon battle?
Falco, I choose you. Use quick attack.
Yeah. Well, he got a 3 on initiative, so he can't use quick attack.
Yeah, no, slow attack.
So to start things off, the wolf here in the back charges forth and goes and makes an attack at you, Falco. Yeah. So that's going to be that's going to be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So that's going to be 13 points of piercing damage as it lunges forth and sinks its jaw into your woven form and makes a big old bite.
Okay.
All right. So then it's Irina who's on top of your body there. While like riding on top of you, she's going to try to take a pull out her sword and make a slashing attack at the wolf as it tries to bite onto Falco. That's a okay. So and she goes ahead and just hits the beast and does 4 points of damage.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Leak, you're up.
All right, let me just reread this ability. I'm gonna bust out my new ability. I'm gonna be like, check out what I learned. Well, you already saw it, Robert, but check this out, Korobar. Uh, I learned this yesterday fighting Robert, and I'm gonna yell out a double Sunday, and I'm gonna let out a barrage of radiant blast at this guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm using a key point to like flurry of blows with it, but you can like it's radiant sunbolt, and the gist of it is you get like a 30-foot ranged radiant attack that you can just replace with any of your regular attacks,
Hmm.
or what would be unarmed attacks.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm using my attack and then the bonus action flurry of blows and letting out 3 of them at this guy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
14 to hit for the first one.
14 just hits.
6 radiant damage. Is it radiant? Well, it's something.
Yeah.
13 for the next one.
13 misses.
The last one is a nat 1.
Misses.
Ah.
Got a little too
So,
long.
I
yeah.
control them.
So you go and you get all excited, releasing all this energy as you release these key attacks, and with this flurry of energy that shoots out, the one of them hits like it grazes like the shoulder of the direwolf, but the other one's nimbly like just kind of ducks and weaves in between the shots.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Um,
We'll just prepare for the next turn
got it.
by standing here.
So it's Ismark's turn, and he does the following. His sister's roll will take out his sword and take a swipe at the wolf. And just hits and does 7 points of damage.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Right.
And so the wolf up front here, after nimbly dodging all these blasts, will charge up forth and go ahead and retaliate against Leek with attack. And go ahead and try to bite him with an 8 to hit. I assume that misses.
Oof.
I love
Yeah. And
super
so
nimble.
yeah. So he goes and tries to snap, but you just kind of like really like quickly like snap off to the side and he just bites air. All right. Robert, you're up.
I kind of want to just take a second and acknowledge that, like Robert is back here with the two people we're supposed to be protecting with another wolf behind him. So I kind of want to turn to Karabar and just say, protect Irina and Ismark, and then I'm going to attack the wolf. But actually, first section, I would like to read.
As
Yeah.
is tradition.
Yes.
And because we're level 3 now, I finally got my primal tap. So when I rage, it looks like a cross between like Transformers and like Animorphs.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I basically turn into a bear, but with like a long spiky tail. Instead of the little flute that they usually have.
Huh.
Nice. So we'll do have
Um,
to replicate that here.
Little snout grows and everything.
That's the best bear I can do.
Fucking awesome.
How it works for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm still going to attack. And just to be upfront about everything above board, I can choose one bestial form to actually like use. So just for thematics, I take on the appearance of all of them every time, but I am using the tail this time.
Okay.
Just for your knowledge, Daniel. But I'm still going to attack him with my nuts. And it's going to be I miss.
Ah.
Yeah.
All that
Hard
Yeah,
hoopla.
you swing your tail and it like the wolf just kind of squats down low and it swings overhead.
Yep.
All right. Karabar.
All right. Now thoroughly weirded out that another person has turned into an animal thing. I'm going to be like, yes, protect our charges. Good. And I'll probably, where is it? Probably get some space. So I'll go 5, 10, 15, and I will grab my holy symbol around my. Well, it's sort of floating right in front of me, but I'll grab it, and I'll sort of bow my head and say, "Saloon's light it blesses you," and I'm gonna cast bless, and I'm going to cast it upon everyone except for me because I can give 3 people. So Leek, Robert, and Falco, you guys are blessed. That was my action. And then, as my bonus action, I'll sort of I'll let go of my amulet. I'll put one hand to my temple, and I'll aim at the not aim, but I'll sort of point my hand at the back wolf, the one that's attacking our charges,
Yep.
the people we're protecting, and I'm going to give it a little shove. I'm going to give it a telekinetic shove, so it's got to pass a DC 14 strength save, or it's going to be moved 5 feet away from me.
That would be a 5.
All right. Yeah, so it moves 5 feet just in the opposite direction of me.
So it's probably like that.
Yeah. Just shove it. A little unseen force sort of shoves the large dog creature to the side.
Yeah, you see like this force can like emanate from uh, God damn, why can I not remember your character's name?
Karabar Salvati.
Karabar, and it impacts the direwolf and kind of makes him jump a little bit off to the side. It lets out a little bit of a whimper. But does that do any force damage?
No, it's just a shove.
Okay, it's just a shove. Okay.
And that's my
All
turn.
right. With that, it goes to Falco.
All right, cool. So, first question is: now that I'm a direwolf and they're also direwolves, can I communicate to them?
Can certainly try.
All right, cool. So, in direwolf, but I essentially say like, why attack? Who sent?
Okay. So, like, are you taking your action to communicate with them?
No, if I could do it as a free action, I would. But if not, then I'll just fight.
Well, if you're asking a question, I would probably say that would be like taking your action to communicate with them. If you're just saying like some off remark or something like that, I can consider that a free action. But in like trying
Mm.
to involve yourself with one or more of them would probably be an action.
How bad does this one that's next to me looking?
The one next to you just took like a couple hits, but is still looking pretty fresh.
Yeah. So I would say flee basically, and then use my attack to attack.
Okay. So you're telling him to run away and then you're going to bite him.
Mhm.
Makes sense. Go ahead.
Get! And then bite it.
Like when
Basically,
people take it straight
um,
up.
14 just hits.
great. Come on now, get. 8 plus 3, 11 points of piercing damage. Some kind of damage. Piercing, yeah. And he needs to make a DC 13 strength saving throw.
13 or strength.
Yes.
That would be a 9, so a fail.
All right, there. He's prone.
Prone. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I have advantage because pack tactics. By the way, let me just roll that. See if I get an nat 20. Oh, never mind. Just leave everything the way it was, and he's prone.
All right.
That's me.
All right. So it comes up to the dire wolf that you just attacked, who uses half their movement to get back up. And then quickly retaliates with a bite. With a dirty 20, and that'll be on Falco.
Yeah, that hits.
And that'll be 9 piercing damage.
All right.
Oh, and you would have to make the same DC 13 strength check.
Copy that. Um, just roll that. Nat 20.
Nice. All right. So yeah, he comes in forcefully, gets that bite on you. You almost feel yourself tumble, but you plant yourself and you stay up. All right.
Ah! Mentally, I'm telling them to run away.
Yeah, and as you kind of like see the direwolf attack, you can tell like they have no intent of listening to you. Like it's like when you made the remark, it didn't even flinch or recognize what you were saying. It had a job and a focus.
Gotcha.
And so Irina comes up and takes a swipe from the mount, tries to attack the direwolf there. With a 23 to hit, that hits. And does oh wait, sorry, I was rolling the wrong dice here. That is 5 piercing damage.
Nice.
All right, Leek.
And I'm afraid of bears. I'll fly up away from the bear. I'm gonna go up 30 feet and then over 5 to be on top of this dire wolf. Can you mark my guys flying for me, please?
I'm flying, man. I'm flying.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh my god, 30 is way higher than I thought it was going to be.
Oh,
Oh.
30. 5, so above him. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, like a barrage of blasts, but it's gonna be more like instead of like shooting them one by one, I want to like hold a ball over my head and then throw them all down at once. I throw
Okay.
a relevant GIF in the Discord.
relevant GIF.
Yes. I respect.
Oh, hell yeah.
19 for the first one,
That hits.
6 radiant,
That okay.
16 for the second one,
That hits.
8 radiant,
Cool.
and 25 for the last one
That
for
hits.
7 radiant.
All right.
Go.
You
So
guys are
you
blessed, so
basically
don't forget about that.
If I would have rolled under low, I would have added it. Yes.
Fair enough.
So you just do a bounding leap into the air with your wings spread out, and you basically just hail down these energy blasts, and they impact and leave a big cloud of dirt and dust, and as the uh, dust fades off and whatnot, the impact even like causes like a pocket of the fog to like dissipate before it kind of sinks back in. You see the wolf is still standing there, but it is heavily beat up and it's kind of like having trouble kind of like standing up, but it's still up and it's still looking really angry.
All right, that's my turn.
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
So Ismark goes and he goes and takes a swipe at the wolf. And hits for
Nice. These guys are good.
Yeah, they are.
5 damage. So the rear wolf is looking really hurt. It's like it's bloodied and stuff like that, but it still looks intent on finishing the job. So it is now the front wolf's turn, and we'll go after Robert as it's the only target within reach. With a 16 to hit.
No.
Yeah, so it latches onto your metal frame and it can't sink its teeth into you. And so now it's Robert's turn.
I will retaliate and hopefully hit it this time, since even the goddamn commoners back there are doing things. Okay, an 18 to hit this time.
18 hits.
Can't have the commoners make you look bad.
So it's gonna be plus the 2, so it'll be 11 slashing damage.
All right. How do you want to kill this creature
Nice.
After it's basically just beaten into the ground by Lee's fucking energy blast,
off?
I just want to bring my axe down and just like right, just finish it
Nice.
off.
So yeah, so you come like after that energy blast, it comes out and tries to latch onto you, but you fling it off of you and it skirts back a bit, and you come down with a finishing blow, and it just slams it into the ground and it kills it off.
Yeah.
How terrifying. A robot bear wielding an axe and a spiked tail? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And after that one's dead, I'm gonna move over here to the other. So, and I'm actually gonna stay right here.
Okay. All right, Karabar.
Okay. So this one in the back, he's starting to look pretty rough, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks really hurt.
Okay. Mm, well, I guess we just put it out of its misery, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Toll the Dead. I'll grab my amulet once again and say to the grave with you, and I'll cast Toll the Dead. So it's a Wisdom 14 save.
And that's an 8, so a fail.
Woo! And it's taken damage, so it is a D12. So let me just go ahead and roll a D12. Boom. Okay, not bad. That's going to be 6 points of necrotic damage.
Nice. How do you want to finish it off?
All right, yeah. I'd say from my amulet, little beam of white light sort of goes out and just creates a big explosion, just sort of in the center that sounds like a gonging of a bell. Just gong!
Nice. So yeah, so this loud sound emanates and it just like shudders this poor thing, and it just like crumbles down to the ground.
Had to be done.
All right. And that is the end of the encounter.
Okay, I'll drop bless. You are all a very exciting group. That was an exhilarating fight. You were you're a bear, you're a wolf, and you can
Sometimes.
fly.
I have wings, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes they're for show.
Fair. That's fair.
Hey, Karabar, do you think Saloon blessed these wolves?
Well, Can I inspect these wolves and see whether or not they're lycanthropes?
Yeah, go ahead and inspect them. Go
Okay.
on
I was actually
investigation.
going to inspect as well. Can I either give him advantage? I was trying to sniff him to see if I could smell any specific like master of these wolves, like their scent on them.
Okay, so Karabar can do a regular investigation. You can do a one with advantage since you're using your scent.
Okay.
Ooh, natural 20 for a 21.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, advantage. 13.
13. All right. Karabar, you look and you can see that these are not quote unquote lycanthropes. They are dire wolves. They are abnormally large wolves, but nothing that would fall under the lycanthrope category.
I would say Saloon, of course, blesses all creatures and often creatures of the night, but they were. I don't know why they were attacking us. They must have. Maybe this is their territory. I'm sure it was our fault.
As far as you, Falco, you give them a sniff, and they definitely have like a regular scent of just like dog or wolf. But there's something a little bit more off about them. You can't quite put a finger on it.
Okay.
Can you?
But can I get a trail on where they're coming from then? If as a wolf.
As far you get a good strong scent, and you kind of put your nose up in the air and see like where they might have came from. And I mean, the scent trail just like leads out into the fog. The fog kind of lifts a little bit, so you get more view range. Um, but you don't get like a specific like pinpoint of where they came from. They just kind of, you get their scent that was kind of all around you. You get the idea that they were kind of stalking you for a moment before attacking.
Hmm.
If you're wild shape, can you still speak common or no?
No, but I can do the telepathic communication.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can talk to me, I can understand, and I can talk back to your head.
Okay. What is it, boy? What do you smell?
I give you like a dirty look, just like you could just talk to me like a regular person. But something off with these wolves. I can't quite tell what, but they were dead set on attacking us. There was no fear in their eyes. There was no hunger. It just looked like bloodlust. That's not how usually how wolves operate, especially against odds that are so formidable. Clearly,
It seems like that's just how creatures of the night operate in this land, right?
maybe, or maybe someone's operating them. Because
Mm.
if they if Strahd had an issue with just their parents and had an issue with just the church specifically, you know, maybe he's controlling them.
So they were getting attacked by wolves before. Maybe these weren't just random wolves.
Hmm.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking there. There's probably a profile. I look back at them. Do you recognize these wolves in the guy's head?
um, like both Irina and Ismark are, they're a little shaken up, but they kind of regain their composure and they look at the wolves and they kind of look familiar. I mean, a lot of the wolves here look the same, but whether or not they're just natural wolves or whether they were sent by Strahd, we have no idea. The wolves that were attacking us were about that size.
Copy. Well,
Well, shall we continue on then? Keep an eye out for more wolves, but nothing to it but to keep on doing it.
yep.
All right, so you
I'll
guys,
lead the way with them. They're still guiding us, but they're on my back.
yeah, so they can kind of like point the way. Let's see. Let's see, did I not save? Let me go on.
If there's a reasonable spot to call it, I, I'm getting pretty tired. It's probably time to hit
Yeah,
the
I can say
haze.
like we can pause it here as you guys like gather your things and continue forth.
Okay, yeah, if that's cool with everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's good for me.
Cool, cool.
Alrighty then. So we'll go ahead and put a pin in this adventure. Um, as our party had just finished slaying a couple of dire wolves out in the mists on their way to. Um, I'm so horrible with names.
Yeah, I've been trying to remember the name of the town that we're heading to too. It slips a bit.
um, Sorry, let me get that real quick to the town.
Valaki, Valaki.
Valaki, yes. So, we'll go ahead and pick up next Wednesday around 6 to continue the adventure. Um, thank you, everybody, for joining us on this adventure. Um, we will hopefully be uploading these episodes, the D&D episodes, to YouTube. So be sure to check out our channel there. And yeah, so thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful night. And cue outro music.
I really appreciate the background drums.
It
Hell
just
yeah.
I just love the idea that I'm like actually doing it on the borders of the screen.
And streaming it.